Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Everett from the High Performance Salon Academy. In today's video, I'm going to share with you an amazing salon owner that is doing things to lead in her community. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. All right, so speaking of amazing people, Lindsay Haney, what is going on? Good to see you. How are you this morning?
Hi, Jason. I am well. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing better now that we get to hang out. That's always a good day. Good to see you. Lindsay and I, we've been homies forever. I feel like it's like 9, 10, I don't know, some large number of years. And you run a salon out in Austin, Minnesota, and you are doing some incredible things to help unite your community. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, Lindsay, let people know you have a salon in Austin. What's it called? And, you know, how many people work there? Just kind of give somebody a framework of who you are and what you're about.
My salon is the Style Lounge Salon, and I have a staff of 15 right now.
It's awesome, and you had a lot of growth recently, which is super good. And I know you're in Austin, Minnesota, and you've done something really cool. I know you're rocking your shirt for it today. I wish I had my own Eat, Drink, Shop Austin shirt. But you did something really cool with this. And by the way, I want to clarify, this is like quarantine edition. So Lindsay and I are both in our houses. We're both talking about this. But I think a lot of salons right now, Lindsay, are like trying to figure out, what can I do while I'm on quarantine? I can't go to my salon. And like, you've been doing this for years, but we've brought it out in the High Performance Salon Academy. And it's been this like crazy snowball of really cool things. So can you tell me a little about Eat, Drink, Shop Austin, why it got started, and why it's becoming really cool right now?
Well, I had this idea probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and it basically was a solution to a problem that I was having, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In the salon world, the holidays are a crazy time of year for us, and I was becoming so stressed out with holiday shopping. So one day I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why don't I just shop everything in my city, give myself one day to do it, and then it's all locally bought things. So I started doing that a few years ago, and I thought, as a business owner myself, I needed to walk the walk to talk the talk.
Yeah.
And it turned into kind of a little bit of a social media thing, where every time I bought something at a store, I would post it on social media. But it became fun for me. I got it all done in one day. I got to support all my favorite local businesses. And then afterwards, I'd go celebrate and have drinks, and it was all done.
And
But
all local, right? Like you were having drinks in the local area, and like, yeah, people were super excited about it. And I remember you were like, if I remember right, like the first couple of years, you were like, some things were kind of hard to find local. Like you were like, this is weird to not buy something that was made in China or some other random place or whatever else, right? Okay, so this was all started as a way for you to support your local community, be a business owner that was around, and now you've grown this Facebook group, Eat, Drink, Shop Austin, to over 5,000 people. And again, Austin, Minnesota is not Austin, Texas. It is a much smaller city, but you've united a community. And I think a lot of people, that are watching this, that are salon owners or businesses in general, could really benefit, like whether they're a restaurant or a bar or any other business. This is not just for salons. This is really for any business that's trying to figure out how do they unite a city. What's been the biggest advantage, Lindsay, for you to unite your city and get them excited to like be a part of spending money locally?
well, going back to the history of my city, about 35 years ago, there was a strike that divided the town.
Mm,
And so the mindset of the town was very negative. And
yeah.
that was my other mission, was to create some pride back in my city, which I think ultimately was the biggest mission that would, in turn, create more local pride, shopping local, things of that nature. And so that was the ultimate goal, is just to create some pride. And so that's where that campaign initially started as well. And I think people were ready for it and looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I've had this set up now for almost 2 years, a year and a half, and it grew really quickly, and it's been a one-stop shop for people to, it's Wednesday night. What restaurant has what promotion going on? Like, what are we hungry for tonight? Or if even the smaller retail businesses have certain things that they have going on, and it really is. It's been a really great source of one-stop shopping in a small city.
Yeah, in your local town, in your local city. And what I just love about that is that, like, I'm from a small town, I'm from a little city, and like, the community aspect of that is super, super vital and important to what's going on. And I just think that for you to be able to unite this community is really strong. And for salon owners, we've talked about this. I really think that even though salon owners were the first ones to be closed, I think they will be the first ones to be open and the first people to kind of reunite everybody again. And so now inside the High Performance Salon Academy, you've kicked off this kind of chain reaction of events, right? Like more salons are going like, how do I create my, eat, drink, shop St. Louis? And like, who's been launching this inside the Academy? Can you want to mention any people who've actually kicked this thing off that you know of?
Yeah, absolutely. Celine Dupree, Lindsay Lowe, Amy Roslin, Jen Booth.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think there's 12 American cities, cities in the States, and then there's 2 in Canada that have started as well.
So good.
Yeah.
And so this small little campaign, right? This small campaign that was really designed for you to get your city fired up again. And I've got some good friends that run restaurant and bar associations and all these things. I think being able to unite the city, and we talked about this, is like, how do you get city pride back again? And I think you mentioned this, like in your story, the town was kind of divided, and people were, you said to me in another call, like, people were kind of like, meh, it sucks to live here. Like you said, kind of people were in this like, blah, blah, this is a dumb city. And, I don't know if they said that, but like, whatever. They were down on their own city. And by putting this campaign together, now all of a sudden you've got some city pride back. People are supporting local communities and supporting local businesses and being able to buy locally. What type of impact have you seen it have on the local businesses nearby? Like, first of all, how's it impacted your business, and how's it impact other businesses in your local city?
Well, for sure, we definitely saw results over the holidays. Like, it was very apparent people were staying in town and making a giant effort to shop locally. But from what I've heard and understand in this COVID-19 times, that my community in Minnesota is doing very well because of the Eat, Drink, Shop.
Nice.
And it sounds like, there's communities now that are kind of scrambling to try and figure out a similar situation. But I went to my local butcher the other day to grab some steaks and support him. And he's like, we've never been busier. This is the busiest we've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's been a giant effort, and I think the community is in any way, shape, or form wanting to support in any way that they can right now. And so it's a definite giant effort, but I think the overall campaign, the pride that's been put in place, I think it's working, and
yeah,
I'm excited to help other people do the same in their communities.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to say, like, I know, Lindsay, you've spent some time, especially in our High Performance Salon Academy, where you've been like mentoring people and helping them, connect on this Eat, Drink, Shop local campaign. You've been giving them some advice. If you're watching this and you're from any other city, and I know we have people from all over the world that are watching this, I want you to know that being able to create something like this in your city, you can call it something else. I mean, if you want information, you can obviously reach out to Lindsay. I just think it's so powerful because, and I'll tag you in the post, Lindsay, so people can connect with you on there. But I think one of the coolest things for me is something from like the little town in Austin, Minnesota, that gets amplified out to the world is helpful, but you're not like helping from a like, okay, we're trying to be this global, thing. It's like, you're just saying, look, I want you to be local. Like it's cool if it goes global, but I want it to stay local. And it's like, how do you support your local town, your local business owners? Like, I mean, Lindsay, you're a mom, like you're a salon owner, like you're a member of the community. You've worked with the Chamber of Commerce. Tell me a little about how that has worked too, because I think that's been really powerful, is you've partnered up with other people in the community. Like, what have you done to really connect with the community and be a leader as a salon owner in that community? And who's been the most helpful to you, like, so that other people can kind of know where they can connect?
Definitely getting more involved in my city. I have a lot more connections. And I'm a thinker. I'm somebody that, like, I'm a problem solver. I'm an outside the box thinker. I'm not necessarily really great at organizing things. So now I'm connecting with people that have other strengths than I do, that we can actually get these things accomplished. We're actually have another project that's going right now that's very similar to a foundation that is in Lindsay Lowe's community in Manhattan, Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like a one-stop shop for local gift cards. And then
Mm.
another foundation will match those gift cards. So we got the ball rolling on that, and I'm super excited to be able to bring that to my community. So there's just things that I'm able to do now that are bigger and are going to make an even bigger impact on my community. So that's super exciting, and
So good. So good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think the big thing in my mind on that's really helpful is like as this campaign of Eat Drink Shop Austin has been amplified out to the world, it's been able to make your campaign even bigger, even badder. Again, more people adding in as like more cities are participating. So, any other basic advice that you would give, Lindsay, to people who are like, look, I'm kind of interested in figuring this out. Like, what I don't know if you want to be flooded with people messaging you saying, help me start this in, whatever. But like, what would be the best piece of advice you would give somebody who wants to get started, or do you want them to reach out to you to ask how to use it and how to get supported?
yeah. I am definitely here to help anybody who wants to get started. I think initially what I found from people that I've been helping is that they are afraid to step on other people's toes in their business community, and I
Mm-hmm.
just say, um, just react. You're gonna grab more hands at this point than you're gonna step on toes.
Mm.
And I think that whatever impact that you can make on your community in a positive way is always going to be good. I would definitely find some people in your community to help you because it's not a one person job. Definitely get started with your Facebook group, and your mission statement, like why you're doing this and what the point is, and just making sure that it is always positive no matter what.
Yeah,
We got a lot
you
of
said something
negativity
about this.
behavior
This is
too.
this is a clutch thing. So in your Facebook group, Lindsay, what is the big rule about positivity, and what have you had to do as people posted things that weren't positive? What have you done? Because that's an important detail.
Yeah, I think from the get go, it was just like the whole campaign is such a positive thing, and people were wanting it, but it's just not allowed. It's like there's a
Negativity's
code
not right.
monitor inside
Yeah,
inside the group, and I don't even respond to negativity. It just gets erased.
yeah,
And and sometimes there's people that will message you that just want to continue on that conversation and that fight and that negativity. And most of the time I just say, I'm sorry you feel that way, if I even respond,
hmm,
and just leave it at that. Like it's just whatever you can do to maintain the positivity.
yeah.
And that's part of your mission statement inside your group page as well. Is it's a place to support your local business, and for the consumers, for the community to show pride and support their local business as
So
well.
I know this sounds a little crazy, and maybe for saying this, I'm going to get in trouble somewhere, but this kind of sounds like the opposite of Yelp.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I think
There-
Yelp is out there to say if you have a complaint about a restaurant, please post it here and we will piss off everybody, right? But I
right.
think your ability to do this is like you're saying, look, I want to share positive, encouraging messages about shopping locally, about, meet your local butcher, meet your local this, and like you're really taking it into this online community by creating posts on the in your group and doing this. What would you say has been the reason, Lindsay? Like the positivity is probably one of the big reasons why this group, and like you said, any negative comment about another business, deleted. Anybody saying something grumpy, it's out. Like it's just keep it positive or get out is basically the deal, right? Is like this is only positive
Right.
support in our local community. Are there any other kind of ground rules or things like that you have in place? Or would you share, actually, one of the things I was going to ask you, would you share the mission statement for your group and then any other recommendations you would have to help keep something positive in a local community?
Right. Our mission statement is this is a space for our local businesses to um, promote their announcements, their promotions, and their events. This is a space for our local community to shout out, and support their favorite local businesses. The only rules that I have right now are, and this has been going on for over a year and a half. So setting up that positivity from the get go is important. But there's a lot of independent consultants out there, a lot of different multi-level marketing type of businesses.
Yep.
And there's just too many consultants in one area that it would really just kind of, I feel like, be a conflict of interest and maybe get a little.
So you've got a rule about the like multi-level marketing or people that are independent consultants that are like, well, I rep whatever, essential oils or, Tupperware or whatever the thing is. So you don't allow that type of business to post in that group. Those get taken down as well.
Right. That's just a rule. And I've had some, negative feedback on that. And, I've just like, maybe you should start your own group.
Maybe do something. Okay, so this is another, and that's a really good detail, is this is really for like physical location businesses that exist in your local town or city that you can go and pick up and purchase products from. So this is not individuals trying to start up a business. These are people who have established businesses with employees, with all that, and that's kind of what makes up that group. And again, I hope you guys are getting good tips out of this. If you are, do me a favor and say hot tips in the comments, because my mind on this, Lindsay, is like, I think that, and I'm just going to say it this way, I think that the recovery of small businesses in America is what will get us back again once we start to release these restrictions and all these things come back. And for your ability to create this, like, look, guys, this is really an important thing for us to support local businesses. Last question that I got to run is, do you guys allow, there's other local businesses that are franchises or that are owned nationally. How does that work for like bigger chains that are in your city? Are those part of this as well? And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments, and hopefully Lindsay will be able to answer this for you too. But that was my last question. How do you work with franchises and larger groups, or the local Costco, for example? How does that work?
Right. I allow it all. I mean, I think we need to support everybody at this point. And, Amazon has been a big competitor for our smaller cities and even our big box stores. So we need to support them. But I think after this, the small business is going to be on the rise. We've had to pivot and do some certain things to be creative to get our product and our business out there. And it's pretty great that I can get a product to my customer faster than Amazon can right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually needed some hair product, and Lindsay's like, what do you need? I'll ship it to you. And literally, I was trying to get it locally, and Lindsay beat the local shipment, not because her shipment was super fast, but just because she was on it. And I think that it's a testament to your spirit, Lindsay, of like who you are, what you're about. And we didn't have time to go into your whole story, but if you guys get a chance to get to know Lindsay and find out more about her and what she does, she's an incredible human being, an amazing person. And I just think, I've loved working with you, Lindsay. It's just been an honor to be able to have you as a client for the number of years that we've had. But it's awesome what you're doing. It's so good to see you build some strength in your community. And anything you want to say to everybody as we wrap up here before we just sign off?
Well, I would say I feel like the best thing you can do right now is serve. I know, like, for my mental health, it's been in these trying times. It's definitely got me through, helping other people in any way that I can, and surrounding yourself with the people that inspire you and lift you up. You're going to do bigger things.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome,
and
Lindsay.
I'm so fortunate to be in high performance, and I'm surrounded by the best of the best. So,
dude, so good. Yeah, we have loved having you in high performance since the beginning. Lindsay's been with us since day one, since she was part of the initial launch team for what we do in high performance, and just is an amazing pillar, gives the community more than anybody else I know. Thank you, Lindsay, so much for being on with me today. Super, super grateful. I hope you have an outstanding rest of your week, and I hope you get a ton of requests of people wanting to join your group to check it out, and that more people get inspired by what you did today. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for being here.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you.
Of course. Take care.